Hey guys, this is Adam with Unleashed Wargaming. Finally got up another 40k battle report. I've actually played 2 games before this one. One against orcs, and they crushed me. It was a really fast army, and I did put up a decent fight. I got a few things wrong. It's my fault because I just didn't know the army well enough, but it cost me to lose pretty soundly. And then my buddy brought over Necrons last weekend, and we played. And absolutely ridiculous. We only got 3 turns. He had to go. His wife needed him. But in 3 turns, he dropped his Lich Guard in with his Warlord in it, and they were untouchable. In the 3 turns, I put 120 shots into them and killed. And now I'm talking about from a Crimson Hunter, from 2 units of Dire Avengers, a unit of Jet Bikes, my Farseer, everything going at him. Over 120 shots into the unit and killed 7 over 3 turns. And then his Wraiths came up and I put over 60 shots into his Wraiths and killed 1, did a wound to another. His Lich Guard killed... Oh, and 32 of those hits on that unit were from my Wraith Guard with their D-sides. So 6s were, instant deathing and all that good stuff. With that 1 unit of Lich Guard, he killed 1 unit of Dire Avengers, charged the Wave Serpent, blew it up, had me where he would have been able to, he had a 4-inch charge and he would have killed another unit of Dire Avengers, or bikes, by 5 jet bikes, whichever he chose, but he rolled double ones and failed it, but potentially could have tabled me with that 1 unit. So, since it was only 3 turns, I don't put up only the ones I win, as you can see, but it was only 3 turns when cut it off, so I didn't make a bat rep out of it. But yeah, he beat me pretty soundly in 3 turns. I don't think I would have had a chance. But we got a rematch this weekend, today, as a matter of fact, and so yeah, we'll start with the pictures. This is a look at the board, just an overview, I believe. It's 1250 in points, Eldar versus Necrons. Close-up of my army. There's my 5 jet bikes in a unit. One of them has a shuriken cannon. The one on the far left, you see a model standing in front of it. That's my Farseer on a jet bike. He is not a part of that unit. He's just close to it. He's got the mantle of the Laughing God. So he gets, when he jinx, he gets a 2-up cover save that is re-rollable. So that's pretty good. He's also got a Singing Spear. These Guardian models that you see on the left there, those I am using as scouts with the sniper rifles. I have the models, but they're not painted, and I thought, I'll just throw these guys out there because I'm not taking warriors this game. So, moving on. Taking the left side, I've got 10 Dire Avengers. There is an Exarch in the unit, and he has Power Weapon and Shimmer Shield, which gives the whole unit a 5-up invuln save. And then I have a Wave Serpent that has 5 Wraith Guard in it. And it has the Scatter Lasers and the Shuriken Cannon as well. And off the board, I didn't get a picture of them yet, but off the board I have 6... not striking scorpions, 6 warp spiders with an Altarch in there, and the Altarch has the Shriver, the sword Shriver, something like that. Anyway, it's a sword from the Iandan book that gains 1 point of strength for every wound it does, and he's also got the warp field, warp jump thing where he can join them and deep strike, and that's my army, and the Crimson Hunter, if I didn't mention it. There's the spells, the psychic powers I got for my Farseer. It is Eldritch Storm, Large Template, the large template that's Haywire, Fleshbane, all that good stuff. I got Doom, which put that on an enemy, lets me reroll wounds against them that fail. Executioner, hits him 3 times if it wounds, hits him 2 more times if it wounds, hits him 1 more time. I have never done a wound with it, and we'll see if I can break that. And then the Primaris power, which is Guide, that lets me reroll failed hits in shooting. Started off with the objective card behind enemy lines. which is possible with my jet bikes, but I don't know if I got a good picture of where his troops are. There was nowhere I could get in there that wouldn't just sacrifice him turn one to get it. There's a look after my movement on the left side. I got the first turn. He failed to seize the initiative. I moved my wave serpent up over that wall to get in better range and sight so I can see those warriors. Before I go any further, let me tell you, my strategy in the first game, when he deep struck with those Lich Guard, I turned because he was right in the middle of my line, so I turned everything. And I can't think of any other unit in the game that could have stood up to it. And I thought, well, he just gave me first blood. He just gave me the warlord kill. I laid down the flame templates from my Wraith Guard, and golly, 40 shots from Dire Avengers, 20 shots from jet bikes, and I killed like 2. And then, because I underestimated him, he got a charge off. So this game, I tried to coach myself before the game. Avoid the Lich Guard. Just get away from him. I'm faster and kill everything else. My goal was to avoid the Wraiths and the Lich Guard and just kill everything else. And we'll see how it goes. But you can see my Dire Avengers moved up. There is an objective marker in the little building by the Wave Serpent. And there's another one in the big building right through the door. So that's where they're going. Over here you can see my general moved up behind this wall. I don't have to worry about really getting shot at because of his 2-up rerollable save. But I moved my scouts up into this building because there's an objective in there. And you can see my jet bikes on the far right moved up so they can draw line of sight. Oh no, they're out of range. They can't shoot. They just moved up to get next to that objective. The one we're playing is for every objective we hold, we get to draw another objective card. So that's why I'm moving up to get all these objectives. In my shooting phase, the Wave Serpent fired, I think, everything it had and killed 2 of the warriors. Very resilient. And let me tell you something. My first turn, I rolled I would almost say nothing but 1s and 2s for everything. Running, shooting, wounding, everything, 1s and 2s. It was so bad that we almost started the game over. I mean, just terrible, terrible rolls. But we decided to keep going anyway. As you can see, that was the only picture of my shooting because that's the only thing that I managed to do. But at the end of my turn, I drew, and I can't get these yet because, that's for my next turn. But secure objective 2, secure objective 6, big game hunter, and behind enemy lines. There's an overview of the board going into Necrons turn 1. And he deep strikes with his Lich Guard. Now, it's not deep strike, before anybody says you can't do that on turn 1. It's a magic item. They have a veil of twilight, something like that. It sounds girly, but it allows him to deep strike, to disappear. He starts on the board. He disappears and then reappears as if deep striking. He chose the spot, rolled a hit, and landed right between my scouts, my warlord, and my Dire Avenger. So ugly, ugly, ugly. And then he moves his whatever that little flyer is up there, the one with all the Tesla cannons. Fired. I had a 5-up cover save. Night fighting made it a 4-up, and as you can see, I failed just about everything, and he killed all but 3, so 7 of them. He killed 7 with that thing. Over here, his general laid a flame template down. He has a flamer and managed to kill 1 of the scouts. And you can see his wraiths flew up, or whatever they do, jumped up here on the far right above my scouts. And his guardians moved up, his warriors moved up, whatever you call them. So, yeah, he's coming at me, which is what he's supposed to do. And right here I sort of falter. I think I wasn't, yet anyway, I wasn't really playing a smart game of avoidance. I moved up, I tried to get shots, all that kind of stuff, and I was paying for it. So My jet bikes moved up. They took all their shots at the Wraith. Did absolutely nothing. I might have put one wound, but I don't think so. Again, rolling ones and twos for everything. Even twin linked, I was re-rolling ones and twos. So they jetted up here, got within 12 inches of his line, which gives me my objective for behind enemy lines. And oh yeah, this is where I ran my scouts. They had to abandon that objective or get killed by the wraiths. So they moved back here, fired, and then ran back behind this building. Again, they did absolutely no wounds. I moved up with my wave serpent. Remember that unit of Necron warriors that was here? I moved up with my wave serpent, disembarked my wraith guard, flew my general 36 inches. He kind of said, "See ya, suckers," to the to the scouts. Nothing I can do for you over there, bud. Sorry, you have my scouts have been renamed bait. But my 3 remaining Dire Avengers ran through the doorway and claimed that objective marker above them. And yeah, my Wraith Guard opened fire and annihilated the entire unit of warriors. So that gave me first blood, and don't think I have my sheet up here with me to tell me what all I got on this turn, but it was a good run this time to take every one of them out. It felt good to finally kill a friggin' Necron. But yeah, I do have the sheet here anyway. But yeah, give me first blood, and got a couple other things this turn. Yeah, here's an overlook at the end of my turn. I got objective 2 was one of my cards. I've scored objective 6. I got behind enemy lines and first blood. So turn 1 I got 0, nothing. Terrible first turn. Turn 2 I got 4 objectives. So that's a picking up the pace pretty good. At the end of my turn, I drew cards. I got Harness the Warp, Secure Objective 4, which is way over on his side, and Big Game Hunter. Also, in my turn 2, I rolled a 1 for my Crimson Hunter, and I rolled a 2 for my Warp Spiders. So neither one of my reserves came on. Necron's turn 2. He moves his Wraiths, as you can see, over that building, which they not only have moved through cover, but Wraith Flight lets them go through impassable. So, yeesh. But then he charged my jet bikes. And, dadgummit, I don't know why my Wraith Guard have armor at all. He shot with his Tesla guns off that barge up there, whatever it is, his little skimmer. I think he hit me 6 times, got 6 hits or whatever, 6 wounds. I have a 3-up armor save. I failed 4 of them, as you can see. So, yeah, my Wraith Guard they did their job, got me first blood, all that good stuff, but I'd like to see them make it past 1 enemy shooting phase. Then, and his reserves did come on. I didn't get a picture of it when they did, but he brought in this Night Scythe and has 10 Immortals in it. They got out. The Immortals all fired at my Warlord. He jinked, of course, and took 1 wound, which, hey, I'm fine with that. Then his Night Scythe fired, did 2 wounds to my Wraith Guard, the last one, and of course I can't make a 3-up save, so my Wraith Guard is dead too. So, good job to him. He finished off that entire unit, because if he had it, if they were still alive, his Immortals would be in trouble, because those flame templates are nasty. In his assault phase, he landed a pretty decent charge. I think it was 7 or 8 inches, maybe 9 even. But he landed it into my scouts, formerly known as scouts. Now they're known as bait. I would rather them have got away, but their run roll was pretty low. Even with fleet, I think I got a 3, and he was able to catch him. So, farewell. Jet bikes did absolutely nothing to him, and he just pummeled them. Those wraiths just tore him apart like they were nothing. Again, right here, I had a 3-up armor save, and I believe when I rolled my dice, he did like 6, 7 wounds, but I think I made 1 save on the 7 dice, It was really bad. This was right here in this part of the game. We were still talking about maybe starting over because it was so terrible. But anyway, yeah, there's a look at the scouts getting ripped to pieces and turned into war trophies. So yeah, their name keeps changing from scout to bait to war trophy. My turn 3. My Crimson Hunter makes it on, and I fly up this way so I can see the rear side of his skimmer up there. The thing already has 1 wound. My Warlord, my Seer, cast Eldritch Storm on it, which has Haywire, and I did a glancing hit. So I got 1 wound on it already. All I got to do is finish it off, and I'll pick up Big Game Hunter. And over on this side of the board, I dropped my Warp Spiders with the Autarch, and they moved up to that wall to fire into the Immortals was the plan. You see the between the Wave Serpent and the Warp Spiders, you can see an objective marker, and that objective marker gives them Skyfire. It's a Skyfire Nexus. So the Wave Serpent's job is to fire everything it has at the night side, while the Warp Spiders open up on the Immortals and try and punish them. But my plans had to change. The what's it called? The Wave Serpent fired everything it had, and he jinked. And with all my shots going into it, everything I had, the thing still had 2 hull points left. He jinked around everything. So my Warp Spiders had to change their plan and fire on it instead. And with all those shots, I was able to put the last. I needed 5s to glance, and he jinked several, but I was able to finish it off and blow that up. So that's good. That gave me Big Game Hunter right there. And in the magic phase, I didn't mention it, but I got Harness the Warp also. My Crimson Hunter, however, opened fire on the rear side of his skimmer, and he said he jinks. Good Lord. 4 pulsed laser shots into his rear and 2 bright lances, and I did 1 hull point. He jinked everything. And I'm rerolling misses. Everything's twin linked, so I was hitting really well, and he jinked everything. So 1 hull point over there. At the end of my movement, I pulled the Wave Serpent back, staying within 3 of that objective, and I warped my spiders back. You can see up there, I'm not sure what he's measuring. Anyway, we'll get to that. His wraiths moved back over the building, coming back into the fray. They want to get back into the fight. You can see he moved his skimmer over around beside that building. Oh, and his Lich Guard moved up into this building to hold that objective. Yeah, not much left that he has that can shoot. The the skimmer that he has with the Tesla weapons fired into my Warp Spiders, but they actually made their armor saves. I was proud of them. I think I had to make 4, and they rolled off 4 of them. So good for them. Over here, this is Eldar turn 4, I believe. Yes, Eldar turn 4. I moved up with my Warp Spiders like so, just to get right up in his face. That Autarch has that sword that's pretty good, and I wanted to see if I could do some hand-to-hand here. I took the Dire Avengers out of the building they were in because the Wraiths are getting pretty close, and jumped down and started running this way. My Warlord, while he's great at dodging shots, doesn't really stand up too well against charges, assaults, so I flew him, went flat out at 36 inches over here on his Eldar jet bike. In the magic phase, I cast Doom on the Immortals, and then I cast Guide onto the Warp Spiders. And after shooting, I don't think I did much of anything. Let's see, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I did kill a few. So I killed 3 or 4 in the shooting, and then assaulted with my Warp Spiders, mainly just to get the Autarch in there. The Autarch by himself kills 5 with his sword, keeps getting stronger. So yeah, he hacked down 5 by himself. No, not by himself. I'm sorry. I think he killed 3 or I think he killed 4. That's right. He did almost perfect. Killed 4, and the Warp Spiders killed another one. So he had 3 left. He did his attacks but didn't kill anybody, which put him down by 5. And he broke from combat, and I ran him down. So the warp spiders consolidated a little bit to get further away from the enemy. And I love these guys. This is one of my favorite units. He had a special objective in Necron's turn 4. He drew a card that if he got objective 6, he not only had both objective 6 cards, but if he scored one of them, he got D3 extra for scoring it. So he moved his wraiths up into this building to hold it, which was all he had because he has no shooting and he has no psychers. So I flew my Crimson Hunter over to where I could see him better. I moved my Warp Spiders up within 12 so they could fire. Pulled the Wave Serpent out so we could see. And flew my General up with an 18 so we could throw his spear and shoot with his jet bike. And when it was all said and done, it looks like there's only 3 left. So they did a little bit of damage, not a whole lot. And went right back to his turn. It's going fast now. His wraiths moved through the building, came out like this, trying to go after my Dire Avengers, who are now behind this building at the bottom, if you can see them. And yeah, they failed their charge, so they didn't move. His Lich Guard moved up, trying to get back into the fight. And that's where the game ended. That was turn 5, and we rolled to see if it went on, and it ended. So, yeah, an overlook here. I'll put up a screen so you can see all the objectives and the points for the turns. Turn 1, neither one of us scored any points. My opponent is running into the same problem that I had and still have some. We are used to fighting to kill each other. We played Fantasy, which didn't have objective cards, and we played Battle Lines, where it was all the strategy was in the movement, placement of troops, and getting in and killing your opponent. War. But this one, moving here with the objective cards, it's kind of hard for us to remember. You don't win by killing me unless you table me. You win by scoring objectives. So I did much better this time remembering my objectives. He forgot his a few times, moved off of things that he should have stayed on. His cards, he didn't draw the cards that were real easy to get, which is fine. I didn't get a lot of easy ones either, but I was able to pull them out, sacrifice my jet bikes to get a couple, and things like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And my plan of once I remembered, oh yeah, dummy, don't go after his Lich Guard and his wraiths, things really turned around in my favor, and killing everything and leaving those behind sort of made this game a little more doable for me. It helped me to get around the Necron's strong points and their nasty units, and pick off the still formidable but weaker ones. So yeah, I was very pleased. I've been watching a lot of battle reports with Necrons. Many Wargaming's put up several, and the Necrons just mow over everybody. And I was kind of dreading the first game. I wanted to play, but I was thinking, man, I'm just going to get crushed. And sure enough, that one unit almost tabled me in 3 turns. And so when we were going to this game, I was just thinking, I don't like my list, but I'm going to try, do my best. And then we started, and the first 2 turns were just so terrible. I mean, I got 4 objectives in the second turn, but the first turn especially was so bad. Nothing worked. My reserves didn't come in, and I was rolling 1s and 2s for everything. Just terrible. But then all of a sudden, things turned around. I started getting some scores and killing stuff, and glad we stuck it out. Yeah, so turn 2, I got objective 2, objective 6, behind enemy lines, and first blood. He scored nothing in turn 2 also. Turn 3, I got Harness the Warp, the smaller version, and Big Game Hunter for blowing up his night side. He got nothing in turn 3 either. Turn 4, I got Overwhelming Firepower for killing a unit with shooting, and I held objective 1, which was one of my cards. Turn 4, he got objective 6 twice and got 2 extra for holding it, so that was something, it's pretty good. And he also held objective 3. And then turn 5, neither one of us scored any objectives except the game ended, and I have 2 units behind his line, so I got line breaker. So the final score at the end of the game was 9 to 4 for the Eldar. So pretty sound victory that way as far as the objectives go, which I know the rulebook says that's how you win, is getting objectives. But, still, I don't know what I would have done. I can keep my warp spiders away from him forever. Probably I can keep the wave serpent away. Definitely keep my general away, and he can't kill the Crimson Hunter. So, I mean, yeah, if you go on forever, I think I would have killed him. But he definitely would have caught my Dire Avengers. Possibly would have caught my warp spiders if I rolled poorly and he rolled well. He could have possibly caught them. But yeah, I guess that's just not, that's the way we look at the game, but it's not the way the rulebook looks at it. So I guess it was a very good game, very close, very fun, and I was glad to see that the Necrons do have some weaknesses if you play to them. If you go in trying to macho over them and run over them and ignore all their saves and just put a ton of shots into them, waiting on them to fail, well, you're going to be surprised. But yeah, I was glad to see something work out, and really enjoyed a game that I thought was going to be totally one-sided against me. So thanks to my opponent, and thanks to you for watching, and thanks for any comments that are left. I enjoy getting them. Keep in mind that I am a painting service. You can see the models on the board, the Eldar I've painted. Don't have a lot of close-ups here, but if you look through my other videos, you can see a lot of close-ups and special videos. Contact me through unleashedwargaming@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, unleashedwargaming.com, and send me a message through there. My galleries are also on that website, unleashedwargaming.com. Just click through, go to galleries, 40K or fantasy, and check it out. Got tons and tons of pictures for you to look at on there. And if you want a quote on anything or any ideas, conversions, anything like that, let me know. I'm currently working on a project for Mini Wargaming, and we'll have that up finished real soon. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll try and have another one up for you sooner. I won't have to wait so many weeks to get another one. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.